Hi, happy Thursday. My name is Erin Gramley and I teach 4th grade at MacArthur Elementary. And today I'm going to read you this book called Each Kindness by Jacqueline Woodson. And I really like this author. I encourage you to look into some of her other books. Her other book that I really like is called The Other Side. So I encourage you to look into that book after I read you this one. Some people might have read this book before, and that is great, and I'm very happy for you if you have. But sometimes when we read, and we read different books, we need to read through a different lens. So the lens I'm going to ask you to read through or listen to this book through today is kind of think about how you can apply the story, Each Kindness, to what's going on now in our community. And I'll talk to you about that a little bit more kind of towards the end. All right, so this is called Each Kindness by Jacqueline Woodson. All right, that winter, snow fell on everything, turning the world a brilliant white. That kind of tells us something about the setting. Like, I've never really seen this in Georgia, so I'm thinking this probably doesn't take place in Georgia. Maybe so, but I'm inferring probably not. One morning, as we settled into our seats, the classroom door opened and the principal came in. She had a girl with her, and she said to us, "This is Maya." Maya looked down at the floor. I think I heard her whisper, "Hello." We all stared at her. Her coat was open, and the clothes beneath it looked old and ragged. Her shoes were spring shoes, not meant for the snow. A strap on one of them had broken. I bet you can use your inferring skills right now and think like a little bit about Maya's character. Like, I think whenever I walk into a room and I see somebody kind of looking down at the floor, they might be a little bit shy. And I'm kind of thinking that Maya must be a new student. I'm just guessing, but I think you probably inferred the same thing. Now, this is really important work right here. The author and the illustrator kind of worked together to help us envision about Maya, but her coat was open and the clothes beneath it looked old and ragged. Her shoes were spring shoes, not meant for the snow. Imagine you walking through this snow in like sandals, spring sandals. That would be terrible, just absolutely terrible. So kind of infer what that might mean about Maya. I bet you can kind of visualize and envision her home life a little bit there. Our teacher, Mrs. Albert, said, "Say good morning to our new student." Oh, so she is a new student. But most of us were silent. The only empty seat was next to me. That's where our teacher put Maya. And on that first day, Maya turned to me and smiled. But I didn't smile back. I moved my chair, myself, and my books a little farther away from her. When she looked my way, I turned to the window and stared out at the snow. And every day after that, when Maya came into the classroom, I looked away and didn't smile back. So we don't know our main character's name, the narrator. We don't know her name, but you could probably infer a little bit about her character too. My best friends that year were Kendra and Sophie. At lunchtime, we walked around the schoolyard, our fingers laced together, whispering secrets into each other's ears. One day, while we were near the slide, Maya came over to us. She held open her hand to show us the shiny jacks and tiny red balls she'd gotten for her birthday. "It's a high bouncer," she said, but none of us wanted to play. So Maya played a game against herself. That afternoon, when we got back into the classroom, Maya whispered to me, "Bet you can't guess who the new Jacks champion of the world is." Behind me, Andrew whispered, "Chloe's got a new friend, Chloe's got a new friend." "She's not my friend," I whispered back. Okay, so now we know our main character's name is Chloe. And then poor Maya. Maya seems pretty friendly to me. Like, she's trying to reach out to Chloe a couple of times. I don't know about you guys, but if I reach out to somebody like that and they kind of like ignore me, I probably wouldn't try again because I'd be like embarrassed and, you know, just like really shy after that. But seems like Maya really is looking for a friend. I like that. I admire that about her. The weeks passed. Every day we whispered about Maya, laughing at her clothes, her shoes, the strange food she brought for lunch. Some days Maya held out her hand to show us what she had brought to school. A deck of cards, pickup sticks, a small tattered doll. Whenever she asked us to play, we said no. The days grew warmer and warmer. The pond thawed. Grass began growing where snow had once been. So it's not snowing anymore. The pond thawed, so some time has gone by. I wonder if the girls have played with Maya yet. One day, Maya came to school wearing a pretty dress and fancy shoes. But the shoes and the dress looked like they belonged to another girl before Maya. So like hand-me-downs maybe. I have a new name for her, Kendra whispered. Never knew. Everything she has comes from a second-hand store. We all laughed. Maya stood by the fence. She was holding a jump rope, but did not come over to ask us if we wanted to play. I wonder if Maya's had enough of kind of being turned down. After a while, she folded it double, rolled the ends around each hand, and started jumping. She jumped around the whole schoolyard without stopping. She didn't look up once, just jumped, jumped, jumped. The next day, Maya's seat was empty. In class that morning, we were talking about kindness. So her seat was empty. She'd been there all the days before. I wonder why her seat was empty. And then her class was talking about kindness. I wonder how Chloe's feeling. Sometimes if I've done something that I know I shouldn't do, and then like maybe somebody else starts talking about like kindness, for example, and I know maybe I haven't been kind to somebody, I kind of feel like a lump right here. I wonder if Chloe was feeling that. Miss Albert had brought a big bowl into class and filled it with water. We all gathered around her desk and watched her drop a small stone into it. Tiny waves rippled out away from the stone. This is what kindness does, Miss Albert said. Each little thing we do goes out like a ripple into the world. Then Miss Albert let us each drop the stone in as we told her what kind of things we had done. Joseph had held the door for his grandmother. Kendra helped change her baby brother's diaper. Even mean old Andrew had done something. I carried teacher's books up the stairs, he said, and Miss Albert said it was true. I stood there, holding Miss Albert's rock in my hand, silent. Even small things count, Miss Albert said gently. But I couldn't think of anything, and I passed the stone on. Looking at this illustration, I think Chloe probably has that lump right about here. Maya didn't come to school the next day, or the day after that. Each morning, I walked to school slowly, hoping this would be the day Maya returned and she'd look at me and smile. I promised myself this would be the day I smiled back. Each kindness, Miss Albert had said, makes the whole world a little bit better. I wonder if that's where they got the title of the book, Each Kindness. But Maya's seat remained empty. And one day, Miss Albert announced to the class that Maya wouldn't be coming back. Her family had to move away, Miss Albert said. Then she told us to take out our notebooks. It was time for spelling. Look at that empty seat. I wonder if this is kind of like a symbol for Chloe's heart too. I wonder if her heart feels a little bit empty, just like that seat. That afternoon, I walked home alone. When I reached the pond, my throat filled with all the things I wished I had said to Maya, each kindness I had never shown. I threw small stones into it, over and over, watching the way the water rippled out and away, like each kindness, done and not done. Like every girl somewhere holding a small gift out to someone and that someone turning away from it. I watched the water ripple as the sun set through the maples, and the chance of a kindness with Maya became more and more forever gone. And that's the end of the book. Now, I bet you guys were thinking, just like I challenged you in the beginning, I bet you were thinking as you were listening of how this book could apply to what's going on in our world right now. A lot of people are scared about what's going on, but I bet even a little act of kindness can go a long way with people. And I wanted to show you this bowl right here. It's kind of like what Chloe had in her class with Miss Albert. And I have this little stone. So I want you to think about if there's somebody in your class that you wanted to reach out to that maybe you've been missing, like maybe you can get your parents to reach out to them, or a neighbor, or a brother and sister, since we're not really supposed to be leaving the house right now. But think about how your act of kindness could like ripple out into the world. So I'm going to drop this stone in, and this is going to like represent the act of kindness that you're going to do after you've listened to this book. All right, you ready? Here we go. And then watch how the water just ripples out. Now, your kindness could inspire somebody else to be kind, and I hope that's the case. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this book as much as I did. Thanks for tuning in and for hanging out with me, and I hope you guys enjoy your weekend.